Next. Will you do it slow, guys?
I will be going fast. I have already gone reasonably fast, but from now onwards, from today onwards, most of them will be repetitions. I'll be going very fast. But this is a book you can't afford to miss. Simple, straight. As you listen, as you read, it internalizes. It takes off all your confusions, insecurities, agitations, and make you firmly established in that Godhood, which is your real nature. So therefore, completely give your attention to me and going at home, listen to the video again, read Gurudev's book, reflect, because after the class, many of you won't do it. And you know, something went wrong with my head. In the study scheme, Kindle Life is the first book, Manduka is the last book. I started the first book, I am doing the last book, in between everything is taken for granted. So therefore, if you want to get everything, listen to Manduka steadily. It completely changes your life. Totally changes your life. So now, why did God create? Many people ask this question because when they see suffering everywhere, some people try to inquire seeking a master because they had faith. God could have not done this without a purpose. That faith makes them seek and inquire. Some others desperate, some others despondent. So why did God create this meaningless world? To that is the answer of Mandukya. There was never a creation. Never a creation. What is it I am all seeing? You see, you are seeing, you know. If you are seeing, it cannot be real. If you are seeing, it cannot be real. Why? I will come to it when I come to the next chapter, Vaiktatya Prakarana, which maybe I will be doing today itself. Today itself, I will be doing that. If you are seeing something, it is not real. It's your mind. You see the wall. Scientist knows they are all nothing but electrons, protons, neutrons in different velocities. Seeing is not real in many ways, even in simpler ways. Earth is stationary, not real. Earth is flat, not real. Sky is blue, not real. You are a miserable man, not real. Then why? How do we see? It's your mind. How? Please tell me why you see unpleasant things in your dream. Whatever you see in your dream is produced by your mind. And hence, you see different things in the dream. Some pleasant, some unpleasant. Why do I want to see unpleasant things? Oh, have you seen in the movie or read a novel without a villain? The movie will be flat, novel will be flat. You need a villain to make it interesting in the movie, in the novel. So your mind likes that. Your mind likes sweet and pickle. Your mind likes sweet, your mind likes pickle. Therefore, you see them as different, but they're all your mind. Now what to do? It is this mind that is giving you sorrow. It is this mind that is giving you sorrow. Those of you who will not agree with me on certain statements like this, these are all rash statements I am making. If you don't agree, please send me message personally or in the group. I will answer. So it is your mind that is the cause of sorrow.
I want to walk.
You can't walk. चलो हाथ में पकड़ के अंदर ही घूमो. Get up.
Hello.
Hariom, all of you please unmute. Mute your audio.
I'm not able to hear. Please tell me on the phone.
Uncle, we can hear you. Please go ahead.
Huh?
Please continue, Uncle. Please
Kekkudu.
So, it's the mind that sees things that are not there and gets frightened, gets insecure, jealousies, greed. So you want to be happy, you should detach from the mind. How? Every day you are doing in sleep. When you go to sleep, you detach from your mind. And what is the experience? Happiness. I don't experience happiness so clearly. I only infer it is happiness because you were not there. This ego was not there. This ego was also sleeping. So what do you do now? Bring this ego in waking to witness this awareness which illumines things, which illumines the absence of things, and remove all things seen, including the mind, and see that consciousness to be blissful alone. Where the mind detached from the world, it sees itself to be the consciousness, and the mind fuses into the consciousness. Therefore, detached. This is what in 6th chapter yesterday Gurudev was referring in Gita 365. Dukkha samyoga viyoga. Dukkha, sorrow, is your mind. Samyoga, you are always attached. Viyogam, detached from your mind. So what is that? That is called yoga. That is called union of this small I with that big I. Detached from the world outside. I'm not able to distinguish. It's not very clear to me. If you say that, you are right. It's not immediate. It needs effort. But it is not also difficult. It's not difficult. but it's not immediate. A little effort. Many people do not put that effort. They think going to Gita class, they will get moksha. Listening to Mandukya, they will get moksha. It doesn't happen because the confusion is yours. You have to remove the confusion. And hence, to detach from the mind, you need some object for the mind. Make consciousness the object for the mind. Then the mind discovers it is its own self. And the mind experiences bliss. The mind experiences bliss. So for us to have something on which we can work on, this Mandukya Upanishad, the greatest of the greatest. Why? 12 verses. He gives the complete philosophy, complete mechanism of actualizing the philosophy, all details that you know in just 12 mantras. In these 12 mantras, Mandukya shows what you are not, what you are, how the mix-up has taken place, how do you come out of the mix-up. So he gives you the data that you, the consciousness, identify in the waking with the waking world of objects and the senses and the body, and experience the waking world as Vaishvanara. It is the same you that in sleep experiences in the world of dream objects and experience the dream world. You are called Taijasa. And in sleep, both are not there. At that time, only consciousness is there and everything is bundled up in vasanas called subconscious mind, sleeping. So at that time, there are no diversions. Hence, the concentration is thick. The consciousness is concentrated. It's called prajna. A blissful state. Now, while you were sleeping, the world was there, outside world. But you did not know. After waking up, you identify with the world, external world. You become the waker. When you go to sleep, when you dream, you become the dreamer with the identification of the dream world. When you sleep, you are the sleeper identifying with ignorance. So who is the waker? Who is the dreamer? Who is the sleeper? You only, sir. With what to relate, you become different. With what to relate, you become different. At home, I am a docile cat-like human being. Or rat-like, because cats are, hunting. Go to office, you are a boss. You are a boss. Then, go to income tax office, very subordinate. Go to club in the evening, full of energy to play. Same person, different. At home, office, income tax, club. Why? His associations make him different. Similarly, my associations in the waking dream and deep sleep make me the waker called Vishwa, the dreamer called Tejas, the deep sleeper called Prajna. So if you detach from them, you will discover the one who identified with them all, and therefore is none of them all. When somebody can change from husband to officer or a friend in the club, he is different from all. He takes the roles. Similarly, I take the roles. I am different from the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. All the problems belong to the waker or the dreamer, not the deep sleeper. If you want to get rid of these problems, get rid of your wrong identification and relationship with the world of objects in the waking and the dream, and be yourself. Then you are happy. Okay, but why the world was created? I started with that. Arey, the same Mandukya Upanishad, somebody sent me a message 3 days back. One Swami talking about Tapovan Maharaj, this thing to Gurudev. Gurudev asked Tapovan Maharaj, why you are talking about all the time consciousness condition. Why you have to use that? Why you can't talk about unconditioned consciousness? Gurudev said, get me some water. He brought water in a tumbler. Tapovan Maharaj showed anger. I asked you water. Who asked you tumbler? Tapovan Maharaj said, how can I bring water without a tumbler? How can I talk about God without conditioning? How can I show beauty without a flower? How can your mind reach silence of music without ragas and words and swaras? How can you enjoy taste without food? Therefore, God created them for your enjoyment, merriment, number one. Number two, transactional world needs all of them. But where is the problem? You thinking yourself to be those entities and not the entities for whom this world is made, and they are your own expressions. It is your ignorance. It is your wrong identifications that makes the world what it looks like and not God's creation. There are two creations, God's creation and man's creation. God's creation, pain is real, you need it. Man's creation, it gives me sorrow. Similarly, all experiences, good, bad, and ugly, are needed. But you identify with one, like it, you don't like the other, there is your creation, therefore sorrow. Hence, for you to detach from what you are not, he gives the details of the waker other than you. Saptangaha, 7 limbs, the 5 elements and the sun and the moon. And Ekona Vinchati Mukaha, 19 mouths. Like this, he gives various details as a waker. And he says, at this time, you enjoy gross objects, stula book. And your consciousness is extrovert, bahish prajna. various pointers for you to identify what makes you the waker and detach from them. Similarly, he gives various pointers in the dream world. Difference is Antaprajnaha, consciousness inside. Pravivaktabhuk, objects of enjoyments are subtle. Otherwise, everything is same. In deep sleep, none of them are there. So, now that you know what makes you the waker, what makes you the dream, what makes you the deep sleeper, identifying with ignorance, detach from them, feel what you are, and play with them. Do not curse them. Do not reject them. World is beautiful because they are expressions of the Lord. Nothing wrong with the world. He made it for you. Know the essence. Know yourself to be the real. Enjoy the variety. How beautiful it is. How much mess we are making ourselves in this. This is non-dukkha. Over. He said, Na anta prajnaha. I am not the dreamer. Inside consciousness. Na bahish prajnaha. I am not the waker. Outside consciousness. Na chobhayataha. Neither in between. Na prajnanaganaha. Not the deep sleeper. Na prajnaha. Simple consciousness. Na aprajnaha. Unconsciousness. And not all of them. What are you? I cannot describe adrishyam, avyavaharyam. It cannot be seen. It cannot be transacted. Agrahyam, it cannot be captured. Avyapadoshyam, it cannot be taught. Ekatma pratyayatsaram, one mass of consciousness. Prapanchopashamam, where the entire world merges. Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, whose nature is peace, auspiciousness, and non-dual. Chaturdham Manyante. With reference to the three you were talking, waking, dream, and deep sleeper, this dimension is called the fourth. It's not the fourth. But with reference to the three, this is called the fourth. So in this mantra, what I chanted, he said, I am not this, I am not that, I am this. I am not this, not the waker, not the dreamer, not the deep sleeper. Who am I? Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam. So what I am not, what I am, said, that's called meditation. To detach from the unreal, to attach from the real. What is unreal? That which changes. What is real? That which is constant, that does not change. Does not mean two different things. Earring, chain, and bangle are unreal. Gold is real. Doesn't mean gold and earring, chain, and bangle are different. Know the gold, wear the ornaments, enjoy. Know the sugar, enjoy the various dolls of sugar dolls, camel, horse, elephant, become a non-vegetarian, eat all of them. So he has given that mantra, na anta pragnam, na bahish pragnam, and then that is also little abstract. So he has given the details, which I have said now, the various layers of personality. And having given, now he is teaching us how to meditate on these states, how exactly you meditate. And what happens when you meditate? What is the results? Because we are used to doing any work for a result. So even in spirituality, you are not motivated to do anything without a result. Hence, Bhagavatam quotes this. They give you Palasruti just like giving children medicine in a plantain. Palasruti is for that purpose. Here also he gives the Palasruti and how to identify. Vishwasya Atva Vivikshayam Adi Samanya Sutam Matrasam Pratipattau Syad Apti Samanyam Evacha. When this Vishwa, which is represented by the letter A, you see their identity, you understand their identity, you know they have some common features. Vishwa, when identifies with A, becomes the first, because in every language, A is the first letter, because that's what comes out when you open the mouth to talk. So waking is the first experience, because you can't dream without the waking experiences. And you are not born sleeping. When you are born, you start crying. You don't cry, others will cry. So waking is the first experience. A is the first letter. That is the similarity. Therefore, superimpose the waking state on A. What happens to the results? You will become first in everything. And then, matra sampratipattau syat apti samanyamevacha. Again, identifying with this A. This A, apti samanyamevacha. Pervasiveness is the common factor between Vishwa and A. Between Vishwa, the waker, and the letter A, because we are discussing Avuma Om. We are discussing Avuma Om, how to see the waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper in Avuma. What are the common factors? What are the benefits? The first common factor between Vishwa, the waker, is it is the first letter, the first field of experience. The next common factor is all pervasiveness. There is no word or letter without A. Ku, you say. Ik plus A plus U. A must be there in between. Any word you say, A must be there. Gi, ga, ik plus A plus E. So A must be there. It's pervasive. Similarly, the waking state pervades every other experience. Without waking, there is neither a dreamer nor a deep sleeper. So these are the two common factors between A and the waker. Meditate. What will I do with meditating? You see, you meditate. Whereby the very meditation, even if you do not know, trying to see the similarities, your mind gets focused. Your mind distracts, going into various dissimilar thought currents. It takes to one thought current. Sajatiya vritti pravaha is called meditation. Sajatiya, similar. Vritti, thought. pravahaha, current. Your mind takes to single line of thinking. By that itself, it gains enormous peace and feels the presence of consciousness. Even without knowing you do this, it will have its effect. It will have its effect. So meditate on waker like this. On dreamer, he says, Taijasaha Uttva Vijnana Utkarsho Drushyate Sputam. Taijasa, when it identifies with who, it becomes superior. Why who is superior to A? Why who is superior to A? Because it comes after that. And you need that to end between A and M. When you open your mouth, A. When you close M, in between what happens is the vibration who. So therefore, who is superior to A? Is that enough? No. In dream, your experience is subtle. You go all places, sleeping at your bed, went to America, met the president and the vice president, come back. Such pervasiveness in dream. Therefore, it is Utkrishta. And then Matra Sampratipattau Syat Ubhayatvam Tatha Bhutam. Also, it is in between and Ma. Dream is in between waker and deep sleep. These are the common factor. Meditate. What happens when you meditate? I told you, the mind will become single pointed. It develops the power to focus. It feels the presence of the consciousness. And it has brought itself to the various confusions. Therefore, relative peace is enjoyed. And then deeply, Makara bhave pragnasya manasamanya utkatam. Deep sleep, Makara, the letter Makara. What is the common factors with Ma and deep sleep? Mana. Mana means measure. Deep sleep says it's measure because everything goes into it. It's the doorway in sleep. And for waking comes from that. Therefore, it is the doorway. Hence, everything is known to you. The deep sleeper. It is the measurement. Matra sam pratipattautu laya samanyamevacha. Another common factor is laya. Everything dissolves into sleep. Everything dissolves into M. Open A, then when you open the mouth, A. Close the mouth, Im. Umman irke, and vai tara. In between is you. Because you are there, they are saying, and vai tara, ummane irke. Therefore, who is in between? In deep sleep, everything merges. These are the common factors. Two common factors, like the others. It is the gateway. Unto it, everything merges. Therefore, the benefit is, he will tell you later, Trishu dhamasu yattulyam samanyam vetti nischitaha. Sa Pujyaha sarvabhutanam vandyasthaiva mahamuni. Oh, the benefit has been told as last class. That with you know the waker, the commonness, you become first in everything and you exercise power over everything. Similarly, dream. These benefits have been said in the last class. They are mantras 9, 10, and 11. You can read them. So, Trishu Dhamasu Yet Tulyam Samanyam Vekti Nischitaha Saha Pujyaha Sarvabhutanam Vandyasteva Mahamuni. He who knows these three states of consciousness, not the real consciousness, the differences, the commonness between the matras and the padas, between the letters and the states of consciousness, the commonness and the differences. He is called a Muni. Muni means Mananasilavan, a contemplative one. And he is worshipped, bowed by everyone because he is an enlightened man. He is an enlightened man. He who knows these differences. How such a big state just by knowing, sir, when this person knows the waking is because I, the consciousness, identifying with the waking world, I, the consciousness, identifying with the dream world, I, the consciousness, identifying with the ignorance. I have known I to be different from them. Therefore, I am enlightened, and an enlightened man is worshipped by all. Akaro nayate vishwam, ukarascha vijasam, makarascha punah pragnam, namatre vidyate gatihi. Akara takes you to the waking world, ukara to the dream world, and makara to the deep sleep, and the amatra, that is avuma. After that, silence. Silence doesn't lead you anywhere because that is all pervasive. That is the consciousness. That is Godhood. That is you are. You can't reach the silence without exercising with avuma. Without avuma, you cannot experience silence. As a beginner, you need these exercises. Silence. Silence. Yam. Silence. After that, silence. Read the silence through the sound. Read the silence through the sound. Therefore, these avuma are aids to reach the silence. And there is no going and coming. And the last mantra of the Upanishad, I said it has 12 mantras. We did 11. The last mantra is almost a summary, almost a repetition of the 7th mantra. Amatra chaturthaha avyavaharyaha. Amatraha, this is no matra. Matra is letter, avuma. Chaturthaha, the 4th one, silence. Avyavaharyaha, cannot be transacted. Prapanchopashamaha, all the details, the 5, all merge in that. Shivaha, auspicious, because it doesn't change. Advaitaha, non-dual. Ye evam, omkaram atmaiva. Thus, omkara is same as atma. Because in omkara, avuma, silence. In atma, the waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper, and the consciousness. Thus, the similarities. Evam, omkaram atma eva. That's what he said in the Mahavakya in the 2nd mantra. I am Atma Brahma. This Atman is Brahman. What is this Atman? Om Ityekaksharam. This Om, the single letter, that is Om, that is Brahma, that is Atma. Samvishati Atmanam Atmana Atman. He enters himself into himself. Sa evam Veda, ya evam Veda. He who knows this, knows that. He who knows this truth, knows that. How? He merges himself into that consciousness. What is merging? River merging sea. River is different, sea is different. Waker merging in dreamer, dreamer merging in deep sleeper, all of them merging in the consciousness. There are no differences. You were the waker, you were the dreamer. The dreamer merges into the consciousness. There is no duality there. The perceived duality, the imagined duality, the mischief of the mind merges into the consciousness, which is said here. Atmana Atmanam, by yourself, unto yourself. Samvishati enters. Samvishati enters. So, Mandika Upanishad is over. But the first chapter is not over. There are a few Karika verses. The Karika verses here are meant to encourage us to do the Pranava Upasana. Pranava is Omkara. Omkara is called Pranava. To do the Upasana, he gives the glory of Pranava and makes you take up this Upasana. Few verses are there. Then we go to the next chapter. What are the verses? Omkara Padasho Vidyat Pada Matrana Samshayaha. Omkaram Padasho Gnatva Nakinchidapi Chintaye. Understand Omkara to be the Padas, waking dream and deep sleep. Matras Avuma. Having understood them, merging in that silence, do not think of anything else. In meditation, meditating on the waker, dreamer, and deep sleeper, meditating on Avuma, when you reach silence, on your own, you don't disturb. On your own, don't disturb. It gets disturbed because vasanas won't allow a very long time. Then you get up. But till then, be there. Yunjita pranavo chetaha, pranavo brahma nirbhayam, pranavo nitya yuktasya, nabhayam vidyate koche. Unite Omkara with your mind. Why? When you do Omkara Upasana, you become fearless, nirbhayam. Pranavo hi aparam brahma, pranavascha param smrutaha. Apurvo, Anantaro, Abhakyaha, Anaparaha, Pranayo, Abhyaha. Pranava is the Saguna Brahman. Pranava is the Nirguna Brahman. Omkara you have before you, it becomes Sakara. Omkara, when you reach that silence, it becomes Nirakara. So without the symbol, you can meditate Nirguna Brahma. With the symbol, you can meditate Saguna Upasana. This is said in Katha Upanishad also. Apurvaha, nothing like that. Apurvaha, Anantaraha. Anantaraha, without inside. Abhakyaha, without outside. That means it's there everywhere. Nothing inside, nothing outside. Anaparaha, without effect. That means it's changeless. Pranavaha, this Omkara. Avyayaha, without decay. Therefore, do the Omkara Upasana as everyone said. Sarvasya pranavo hi adihi madhyam antaha tata evacha. Omkara is the beginning, middle and end of everything. Evam hi pranavam gnatva yashnute tadanantaram. Thus, knowing pranava to be the beginning, middle and the end, one attains that supreme reality. Pranavam hi Ishwaram vidyat sarvasya hridi samtitam sarva vyapinam omkaram matva dhiro nasauchati. Understand, it is this pranava, it is this consciousness, the Lord of the universe, who is seated in your own heart, Sarva Vyapi, all pervading, Omkaram, Matva understood, Dhiraha, the wise one, Na Shochati. After that, he does not grieve for anything. Amatro Anantamatrascha, Dvaitasya, Dvaitasya Upashamaha Shivaha, Omkaro Vidito, Yena Sa Munihi, Na Itaro Janaha. Amatra, the silence, which is not either avuma, the matra, one who knows this. Dvaitasya upashamaha, where all duality merges. Shivaha, naturally auspicious, no change, no death. Omkara, vidita, vidito, knowing Omkara, yenasa munihi, itaro, na itaro janaha. That Muni, that contemplative one who knows Omkara to be the one without the matra, and also the one with all the matras. Silence doesn't have avuma in silence, but avuma are nothing but the modifications of silence. There is no plurality, real plurality in the dream world. But all plurality in the dream world belongs to the waker. Nothing different from the waker. Similarly, this Omkara is the silence without the matras, and with the matras, which is ever peaceful because of negation of all duality, because in it there is no duality. He is a true sage who knows this, not others. Now, we have completed the first chapter. Mandukya has 4 chapters. The first chapter is called Agama Prakarana. Agama means Upanishads, Vedas. Agama Prakarana. Agama Prakarana means this first chapter had the entire Mandukya, 12 mantras. After that, only Karika. Sect 2, 3, and 4, only Karika. In first chapter, though there were Karikas, main thing was Upanishad. For the Upanishad, the Karika was taken up. So all the 12 mantras come in the first chapter. Therefore, it is called Agama Prakarana. What is the essence of Mandukya? There's nothing other than one silence. The sounds that you hear are only its projections. They have no independent existence. They are not created. They are only appearances, illusions of the one. So, 2 aspects, the oneness and the illusoriness. First, he takes up the illusoriness of this world, that of forms that you see. Then he says, these forms are also of that one Advaita. That is the next. The second chapter talks of the illusoriness, Vaitatya Prakaranam. The third chapter talks about Advaita Prakaranam, the non-dual essence. The fourth chapter has a beautiful example to show how there is no creation, but you can experience creation with the example of a udubati, centered stick. You can make various forms in that with one tip. 8 you can make, square you can make, rectangular you can make, circle you can make. You can make Soraka, you can make Podalanga, you can make everything in that. What? One tip uduvati. No creation, but you can see creation. Why? Spandaman. It's vibration. That's what modern science says. The gross objects that you see are because of the vibrations in the electron, proton, and neutron. Vibrations and consciousness in the world that you see. With that example, he tries to say, plus he argues the various other schools of thought, Sankhya, Vaiseshika, Bauddha, etc., Mimamsa, Purvamimamsa. In the last chapter, we'll see. One simple thing I'll tell you, this I learned from Tejoman. If you don't understand anything, you don't need it. Whatever you understand, enough. Here also, in Shankara Bhashya, most of them are simple, 90%. Little difficulty somewhere, that is a debate. Sri Shankaracharya is debating with the other schools, which you don't have to know. You have to know only what is your medicine for your disease. So whatever you understand is enough. That you practice. What you don't understand, you don't need. So the last chapter when we come, when it talks about Sankhya, Purvamimamsa, Uttaramimamsa, and the various schools of thought, Arambhavada, Parinamavada, etc., you don't need all of them. Forget out all of them. What you know, what you understand, that you do. So I don't have to read. Read in trying to decipher that which you don't understand. The mind gets involved. That benefit is enough. That benefit is enough. So you read whether you understand or you don't understand. Don't worry, you don't understand. That's all. So now the second chapter, illusiveness. He starts the differences between waking and the dream as quoted by the opponents, not Gaudapada. The opponents, they say, why is waking different from dream? He takes all the differences, bundles all of them into one simple logic, throws them into the waste paper basket. Beautiful handling. He himself explains the differences. Then one simple logic, they're all bundled and thrown. Let us see the beauty of that. This is called Vaitatya Prakarana. Vaitatyam sarvabhavanam swapna ahuhu manishinaha antastana stanattu bhavanam samrutattvena hetuna. People say the dream is unreal because it is only inside, nothing external. Number one reason. Number two reason, where is the space inside for this entire world? You flew from Madras to Bombay. You saw the ocean, you saw the mountain, you saw the aerodrome. Where is the place? Since there is no place for that dream world, since it is seen inside, it cannot be real because in the waking, it's a lot of space and it is seen outside. This is the argument they give. So, dream is unreal, waking is real. Let us wait till he gives the answer. Adirgatvacha kalasya gatva dehamna pashyati pratibuddhascha vai sarvam tasmin deshe na vidyate. And you dream that you went to America, you met the president, vice president, and then you get up and the whole dream was a few seconds. Where is the time to go to America and come here? So it is not real. Not only that, you dreamt you went to America, you suddenly wake up and you find in your own bed. While you were in America, you wake up, but you find you are in your bed. Therefore, dream is not real. The next logic. Abhavascha rathadinam sruyati. You see, there are no chariots, etc. That means there are no cars, BMW, Fosco, all those cars are not there. I don't even know the names. I know only Fiat and Ambassador. न्यायपूर्वकं वैतथ्यं तेन वै प्राप्तं स्वप्नाहुः प्रकाशितम्. Because there are no chariots in the dream, things like that, it's not real. One more logic, why dream is not real. Antastanastu Vedanam tasma jagarito smrutam yatha tatra tatha swapne samrutattvena vidyate. He simply says, different objects cognized in dream are illusory because they are being perceived to exist. This one logic he gives. Both exist, both are seen. Commonness. While you are experiencing the dream, they exist. While you are experiencing the waking world, they exist. You see the dream world, you see the waking world. When you see anything, I touched in the beginning, I said I will explain later. When you see anything, the very fact that you are seeing is not real. Why? What is real? It should be the same in the past, present, and future. That is real. What changes in between is apparent. It's not real. So, if you are seeing something, it is bounded by space. Is it not? Otherwise, you can't see. I am seeing the chair because it is bounded by space. Right? I am seeing the cot because it is bounded by space. So, without space binding, you cannot see an object. When it is bound by space, it is finite, it changes. When anything changes, it is not real. Therefore, all your logics you gave, common factors between the waker and the dreamer, both exist while you see, both exist while you see, both are seen. Since they are seen, they are finite and therefore they are not real. So therefore, waking is not different from the dreamer. How beautiful is it? Here, Sri Shankaracharya gives a methodology. It's called logic. Has 5 aspects. Pratigna, make a statement. What is the statement? That they are that the waking state is as illusory as the dream world. Why? Reason. Hetu. Seen. Example. Drishtanta. Because both are seen, waking and dream. So the dream is an example for the waking is an example for the dream. And also, Upanaya, what is the proposition that you are trying to bring through this logic? He says, I am trying to tell you the illusoriness of the waking. So what is the conclusion? The conclusion is the fact of being seen and the consecutive illusoriness are common to both. That both are seen, therefore both are illusory. This is what I am trying to derive. But this is what Sri Shankara says. Swapna jagarti sthane ekamaho manishina vedanam hi samatvena prasiddhenaiva hetuna. They both are similar and it is known that they are similar and the same with the logics given. Adavante cha yen nasti vartamane tatha vitataihi sadrushaha santo abhitata iva lakshitaha. Adavante yen nasti. That which is not there in the beginning, that which is not there in the end, is not there in the middle too. Dream. Before I went to bed, there was no America for me. I did not go. After I got up, there is no America for me. Therefore, it is an illusion. Same thing with waking also. Same thing with waking also. And these things, the illusory things, are regarded as though real. Therefore, you suffer. Therefore, you suffer. Nothing in the world is real. Your pain is not real. Your happiness is not real. The good is not real. The bad is not real. So what? What will happen to me? How will I live? Hooray, everything is beautiful. Everything is Narayana. See Narayana in all. It's beautiful. World is beautiful. Death is beautiful. Birth is beautiful. Pain is beautiful. Comfort is beautiful. All Narayana. Enjoy it. And then there is one more argument he brings. Saprayojanata tesham swapne vipratipadyate tasmad adyantavatvena mityaiva kadute smudaha. They say, you see, when I am hungry, I can open the fridge and eat. In dream, I cannot do that. So dream is not real. Master is telling, if you are hungry in the dream, your waking food will not appease your hunger in the dream. There is a lot of food in the fridge, but the dream hunger cannot be appeased by that. So the dream food cannot appease the waking hunger. Waking food cannot appease the dream hunger. Therefore, there is no difference. Both are the same. Don't bring the logic, utility. And then he says one more. Apurva sthani dharmo hi yata swarga nivasina sthanayam prekshate gatva yatheva susiktita. Oh, in dream, you see several interesting factors, like somebody with elephant head, high head, etc. Here also he says, waking also, when you go to America, you see several things which you are not seen in India. So that doesn't mean that dream is real. Dream is alone illusory because you don't see five heads and all that. Here also, you don't see several things when you go to different places. You see several things when you go to different places which you have not seen earlier. So the status is same. They are all in your mind. Both are unreal. Let us see next week the balance of it. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Thank you all.